There's a lot of cooks in the kitchen here today at the studio, but we're all having so much fun. And speaking of things from the kitchen, we have goodness. That's right. ZIMT is here all the way from Chicago. Hello, Alina, and welcome.
Hi, Donna. Thank you.
Good. As you can see, we have a lot of fun here. We're constantly laughing, and everybody, when they saw what you brought, they were all like, they're taking pictures of it. They're doing social media, and they hadn't even taken a bite. But here are your beautiful cookies. And how do you say that in German?
So they're called Plätzchen.
Okay.
So these are handcrafted German cookies based on my Oma's family recipes. They're traditionally only served around Christmas time. But I thought, why condense that to only Christmas? Let's expand that. Let's do something for all year. So the concept is to take that sandwich cookie idea. They're buttery soft, they have this melt in your mouth texture, super yummy. They're not too sweet.
I'm drooling, Alina. Sorry, but I am. Okay, they're not too sweet.
You gotta get that sales pitch down. Right. It's great. You gotta make people drool before they even try it. So we basically take flavors locally from our Midwestern farmers and are inspired by that to create seasonal flavors. So we have something new about once a month, always something kind of varied happening in the kitchen. It also keeps it fun for the baking crew. And then around Christmas time, we'll roll out the traditional holiday cookies. So Oma's Best, coming at Thanksgiving, only available between Thanksgiving and Christmas.
Okay.
And then beyond that, we have year-round flavors, our sugar and spice with cardamom, cinnamon. Those have strawberry and stone fruit jams. We have a tea time infused with locally sourced tea from another small business in Chicago. They're blending up something special for us. And then that gets infused into the cookie and the glaze. So those are citrus hibiscus and Earl Grey lavender cookies with orange jam. So really nice flavor combinations. We like to kind of keep it fun, keep it fresh, while kind of paying tribute to the roots.
I love that. Now, talking about flavors, cinnamon is how you say ZIMT, right?
Yeah.
And that's what you named your company after.
Exactly. So ZIMT means cinnamon in German. My absolute favorite spice. I put it in almost everything.
You do?
Sweet or savory. And kind of felt like a good fit. It felt like a name that also is broad enough and unique enough to what I love to bring to the table, that as we expand into new product lines like our homemade spreads, that it's still kind of a nice, relevant brand.
It makes me happy to hear about how you are, paying tribute to someone in your family. What has the response been from your family members?
Oh, it's nothing but love and support. I wouldn't be here without my family, so at least of all without my Oma. She passed in 2013, unfortunately, but when she did, I inherited her recipes from my father. And so I basically spent many years after that trying to kind of decode her handwritten messages and measurement, non-measurements, and figuring out, what her recipes actually were, taking my own notes and kind of figuring it out. And it took multiple tries.
And that's the result of that.
So yeah.
Wow.
And then, with the kind of modern bites, as we call them, that's kind of my take on it. So I then get to also leave my signature mark as a baker and build on the foundation that she left me.
That's so lovely. We have a family cookbook as well.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that that's so, so special. My grandfather was a chef. He came from Switzerland. And you're right. Some things translated, or he might call something something else.
Yep.
Like, oh, he means that. Or oh, that's shortening, or it's lard, or it's this, or it's that. I was like, oh, that means that.
Exactly.
So good for you to have taken that time and that curation of all of her recipes, into your company today.
Thank you.
Do you have any of her recipes framed around your home, or what do you have?
Pictures of her, definitely.
You do?
Yes. She's with me at work. She's with me in the kitchen.
Nice.
But her recipe book is on the shelf above my desk. The family cookbook has been handed down through 4 generations.
My goodness.
And has my, I think, great-great-grandmother's handwriting in it. And it's all kinds of recipes. It's not just bakery stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So it's also like soups and sauces and
Lovely.
meat dishes. And then there's a section for cookies. Some of it was in pencil, so it's kind of faded. Sometimes I'll need my husband's help to help me decode what is this old German word? It's something I treasure.
Very,
dearly.
very happy for you. And these spreads are interesting too. So tell us about your spreads.
Yeah, so we basically source produce from local Midwestern farmers in our Chicago area. We're trying to source direct from farmer as much as we can. And basically using that fresh picked family farm produce and cooking that up into super small batch spreads And you do use those in the sandwich cookies. So the fillings, that's kind of how it started. Was making everything from scratch for the cookies. And then that felt like a natural kind of next step for us to take that product that is super delicious and jar it up and present it as its own thing. Because
spread on bread or on biscuits or crackers or whatever.
You can swirl it into your ice cream sundae, like whatever you want. There's so many applications.
I like that too.
The tart cranberry works well, even just as a Thanksgiving side dish. Like plate it up and it's ready to go. It's not too sweet. It's got that really nice cranberry, hint of spice, hint of orange. And then basically looking at how we can take what we do for the cookies and be inspired by that to kind of create other things or other things that maybe come naturally from the cookie production process.
And I know, speaking of other things that come from things, you're very philanthropic and you're helping your community grow. So let's talk about that before we wrap up, because I think that's really important. You're just such a giver.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I've always been that way. Definitely lead with kindness. So ZIMT, the philosophy of the company is really to bake the world better, one cookie at a time. And what that means for us, it started actually as a donation baking project. So the origin of ZIMT comes from the Bakers Against Racism movement in the summer of 2020. And we kind of developed these recipes as a way to celebrate people of all shades, and then took all of the proceeds and donated it to Color of Change. So that's kind of how it started. And then I thought, well, there's actually demand for this. And I feel like there's a way to do a business where, you can have a great product, it can do good, it can be sustainable, and we can give back. And so that's kind of how ZIMT came to be. And the premise of like how we do things, the planet is number one. So we take the planet into consideration. Mother Earth has a seat at the table every time there's a decision to be made. We have fully compostable packaging. We're sourcing as locally as possible. So that direct from farmer connection. And then where we can't source local, we go organic, we go fair trade. So, and those principles of fair trade, we try to apply to the business as well, including our business. So our employees and our team is also employed above minimum wage, right? And we, as a small business, it's hard to have a comprehensive benefits package, but we're working our way up there as we grow. We are keeping that as a core principle and making sure that when we scale, we're staying true to our founding principles of sustainability and fair trade.
People first. I love it, Alina. Thank you so much for coming from Chicago. I hope you enjoy your stay visiting your friends here in New York. I hope that you'll enjoy your stay here. And I'm going to have one of these. So stay tuned for more. We've been living it up right here. And she'll ship, her products ship. Or if you're in Chicago, you can go visit her. Thanks for watching.